Lovely clacks for the finale.
Reagan Yacket. Reagan Yacket. Reagan Yacket. Reagan Yacket.
Sorry, I have to get that clip in a bit more.
I'm going to use the trap door.
No! Hello and welcome to my solo podcast.
I'm not going to have many opportunities to use that again, at least not until we get season
next year. It has been confirmed for season 2, though. So
Yay.
Whether Diane Brill is there or not, it has been confirmed for season 2. But anyway, hello, and welcome to a finale edition of The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, say something gay. And despite planning to have something more elaborate to drink for the finale, I am just drinking water. And I'm almost out of water at that. So it's lovely, wonderful, and also great. But if I was drinking something else, it would obviously be in my cup mug. And you can get yours and other cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Link in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. And we're looking at you, Germany, for the final time in this calendar year, probably.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt.
Oh.
And I actually want to wear a different shirt than I'm wearing right now.
Ooh.
I'm having some regret night.
Oh, no.
Can you stall for me for 30 seconds?
Sure.
I believe in you.
Okay. Well, we are here. David is changing his shirt, and we are here talking about the finale of Drag Race Germany. It is over. This 10-year long-awaited season of Drag Race is over. And I do have to say, I think this season was overall a great success. This cast is and has been phenomenal. I think this is going to go down as one of my favorite season ones of all time, personally. I had a lot of fun watching this season. I had a lot of fun watching this reunion. The finale, questionable at best. But we will talk about it as soon as David gets back from changing his shirt because he had shirt regret. And what you shouldn't regret doing is subscribing, because it doesn't cost anything. It's literally free. I know those two things mean the same thing, but whatever. It helps support our content, which we do really appreciate. And yeah. And now I see why you changed your shirt, and I appreciate you doing it.
Yes, I needed to represent wonderful cis women who have been on Drag Race franchises, so I am wearing my Clover Beach shirt. Sorry, Jade Jolie, that's who I was wearing.
Oh, but that's so fitting.
Is it?
Oh, shut.
It was just a random choice.
Well, she's going through her trans renaissance right now, so shout out to Jade Jolie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, she's 1 year on HRT.
Oh, awesome. Yay, Jade.
Yeah,
Jade.
I fucking love her. Truly, honestly, Jade is one of my favorite people that's been on TV in a drag capacity.
Yeah,
and I can't say on Drag Race because she's been on both that and regular. So,
she hosts. Well, she used to host the shows at the bar in Kentucky that I would go to when I would play in Louisville. When I would go visit my family.
Obviously, I don't play.
Yes.
It's like,
so that's why I have that.
Really small bar. You never heard of it in this small town. Yes. Yeah.
But my sister is a huge fan of Jade. She has a crush on Jade.
I love Jade.
She got me that shirt because she loves Jade so much. But Clover Bish is amazing, and we love to see cis women killing it on Drag
And
Race.
she was recently confirmed for DragCon, and I'm mad.
Ooh.
Well, UK.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The FOMO of not going to DragCon UK is very evident. There's now the most number of queens ever going to. I think it's the most ever going to a singular DragCon. There are 175 queens confirmed to going to DragCon
crazy.
UK. It's like, name an international queen, and they're probably going.
Vivaldi.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm like 90% sure Vivaldi's on that list. Yeah, it frustrates me. It makes me very sad because I want to go, but you know, I'm happy for all of my European friends. I'm so excited for you all. It's going to be so great. I'm so excited for all of you to be going. I'm so thrilled. Woo. Actually,
I'm drinking water.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I've been waving it around for like 30 seconds, but you didn't
Okay,
notice.
you know what? Oh, I had it up earlier. You know who is going? Mademoiselle Boop.
Ooh. One of my draft picks.
And like half of the girls from Canada 4 are going as well. And it was just announced today. So,
wow.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about DragCon. We're here to talk about Drag Race Germany, of which most of this cast is also going to DragCon.
Ooh.
The Only Naomi's confirmed. Kelly Heelton's confirmed. I think Pandora's going. Yvonne's going. I think the only person I remember offhand that's not confirmed to go is Tessa, actually.
Oh, Tessa.
Yeah. Barbie Q's going. I know. David, we have to go next year.
I know. I want to go this. I want to go next
year. I
year.
want to go this year.
Well, next year.
I also want to go in 2025.
Yes.
Okay, we're going. DragCon UK 2025, we're going.
Sponsor us.
I would love that. Sponsors, if you are out there, that'd be great. Thank you. But yes, we're here to talk about Drag Race Germany. We're going to talk briefly about the reunion and briefly about the finale, because not much I can put in the finale. But I already told you to subscribe because I was stalling for David. So without further ado, we could just talk about the reunion.
Ooh.
Starting with all of our beautiful looks. I don't have the individual photos because they actually all didn't walk the runway whatsoever. So there was really no opportunity to get individual looks. But I think David and I are going to talk about our favorite looks that stood out for one reason or another. Overall, I don't think anyone looks bad.
Yeah, I agree. Nobody looks bad. I do think Lorelai's look is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure I've seen Tessa in that, and I've seen Lele in a very similar mouse outfit. So something about this cast. They love to dress up as mice.
I am kind of obsessed with it, honestly. I'm here for it.
Yeah. But I have a favorite from each group.
Well, it's just the sides of the room, but sure, David.
Yes. From each side of the room, I have a favorite of the early outs and a favorite of the people who went further.
Well, please share.
I would say my favorite early out is Lele Cocoon. I love Club Kid looks, and I just think this is so fun and interesting. So yeah, that was my favorite in the top group. But then that bottom group, I mean, do I even need to say it? Logan, who am I looking at?
Miss Kelly, baby.
I am. She is looking stunning there.
So
and
good.
She's wearing purple, which we love. So
yes. I have to represent for both Lana and Eve because they're not here for our finale video. So I have to express all of the love for Kelly Heelton throughout this entire finale. And oh boy, will I. Oh boy, will I. Yeah, Kelly has my favorite look overall. It's just so regal. The way that the whole chest piece is sculpted is so gorgeous. And then that purple silk, I think it's a silk charmeuse, and I absolutely love it. Lele's as well. I do agree with both of your picks from either side of the room. I really like what Tessa's wearing too. I think it's simple but very, very effective. I think Victoria looks gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a great wig on her.
I love Yvonne's dress made of ties.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, if you look at her in the episode, it's all ties. So I think they're sewn onto the corset and then they all flare out, kind of to make a similar effect as you remember the sugar ball look from Roxy Andrews where the twirl. It's a similar effect to that.
Okay.
I like Meta with the arrow going through, and I like that it's all black. I think that's interesting. I think Pandora looks cute. Loreley, she's a mouse, duh.
Hey, that's funny because I've said she reminds me of Amanda Seyfried.
Literally. That's why I made the reference, David.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you got it, though. I was like, I hope so. I think Naomi looks lovely. I wish I saw the whole gown, but I think she looks
so
lovely.
Skinny.
She's so skinny. She's so skinny. And I think Barbie looks great too.
Yeah.
No one looks bad. No one looks bad.
Yeah, we named everybody, right?
We did, I believe.
We named every single person.
Oh, yes, we named every single person. Nikita doesn't look bad either.
No, she doesn't.
No. I think it's basic as fuck, but I mean, whatever.
It's good cosplay.
That big orange wig is blocking most of Lele's garment. For that, I'm angry, personally, but whatever.
There's not enough raking yakets, so.
No. And there wasn't any Diane Brill.
Oh.
I'm like they couldn't get Diane Brill on the schedule card for the reunion.
She came out
for like 10 seconds.
For 10 seconds, but
and they were like, "Oh my God, Diane, you're so gorgeous and you're so pretty, and we're all gonna speak in just English to you because you don't know how to speak German."
I love her smile. I can't do it, but it's like this, like she like keeps her teeth apart.
It's kind of creepy.
I think I'm the resident like Diane Brill fan. Something about her.
I like Diane, but what I will say is based on the guest judges that we've had this season, I would rather to see Estefania Elisa, honestly, on the panel over Diane.
Over Gianni.
They could both go. If the panel was Barbie, Conchita, which I don't think would ever happen, but I would live for, and Estefania Elisa, that would be like my ideal.
You know, I was actually like starting to like Gianni again, and I'm going to jump ahead because he mentioned this in the finale. But as soon as when they were talking about Pandora, and he was like, there was a time where she started doing these masculine man looks, and I didn't like her as much then. I'm like, F you, Gianni, get out of here. Those are some of her best looks.
He's like low-key, high-key misogynistic. And I don't like those gays, personally.
And it's like, okay, so kings are not going to feel welcome on your platform ever, even if the doors do open, which Pandora might be opening those doors, along with Victoria.
I think Pandora and Victoria have. Mm-hmm. I think the doors are now open. Whether whether World of Wonder will allow another franchise other than the US to actually cast a king is another question, because there have been attempts. You know about that, right?
I do. France.
Yeah. Also, I did just get the updated list of queens for DragCon UK. Vivaldi, not on the list.
Oh, I know you're heartbroken.
Oh, I'm so upset that I don't have the opportunity to
I actually
Vivaldi.
Do like Vivaldi, but Logan is not.
I am heartbroken. I am so mournful. I'm so upset about it. I'm can't you tell I'm so upset about it? I'm so upset about it.
Devastated.
But Santana Sex Machine will be there, and I am.
Ooh. I love Santana so much. Santana would have been amazing in this cast. I'm glad that she did Soirée. I feel pretentious when I say that. Soirée. Because she was like one of my top 3 that season. Yeah, probably my top 3. But she would have been such a lovely addition for this cast too. I love Santana. I almost said Satana.
I do enjoy Satana. Check out our Dragula reviews.
Yes.
Ding. But yeah, David, talk to me about the reunion, because I thought this was one of the best reunions we've seen this year. Quite honestly, I thought it had all of the highs and lows and funny moments and crying, and I thought it was very all over the place in the best possible way. But what did you enjoy about the reunion?
Yeah, I like the reunion because they made sure to get moments from everybody in there. We saw a little bit of highlights from everybody, so we definitely, nobody faded completely from this reunion. I think we did have people that stood out more. Some people interjected more, and I appreciated that. I low-key think Tessa Testicle was the star of this reunion.
Oh, Tessa was the star of the reunion, hands down, no question.
She managed to come up a lot, and she always delivered. The personality, the energy. You're a star. You are a star on a global level, Tessa Testicle.
She is a global star all the time.
Yes.
And I love her for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I see now why certain decisions may or may not have been made. Because they knew that this was coming. Yeah, sure. I agree without a doubt. I thought Tessa was the star of the reunion. But also, right there with her, I'm going to be honest, was Victoria.
Yeah.
I think Victoria had her lovely moments, her talking about being Brazilian. And I love that we got that. I think we got that from both Victoria and Kelly. Because Kelly talked, Barbie had her like very intimate moment with Kelly, talking about Kelly's experience with racism, and I'm happy we got that conversation again with the whole group present as well. Because while she is the only Black queen on the season, she's not the only person of color on the cast. And so I do love that we kind of got that conversation with everyone there as well. Not that anyone's doing anything racist to her on this season. I don't think. I don't know. I don't behind think. The scenes, but I don't think. I didn't mean to say it that way, but now every time I say I don't think, it's I don't think. Thanks, Davina. Really appreciate. Davina, yeah. I'm pretty sure confirmed to go to DragCon UK. Because I'm not going to be there.
Speaking of Victoria, I did really like that we got to hear both Barbie and Gianni their impression of her on that 3-way lip sync, because we found out Barbie actually was not a fan of the fact that she came up on their stage like that, but Gianni was living for it. I definitely lean more towards Barbie on that.
I do too.
Yeah, but
I like though that now we know it's a group decision for these things. I like that. And I want to say on the topic of Barbie breakout as well, I think she has just been an absolutely like darling host. No issues overall with her personality, her hosting ability, some maybe questionable judging decisions here and there, but it's a season 1. So I'm not like, and it was full panel decisions from what we've found out for the most part. So
yeah,
but I really, really enjoyed her. I'm very excited that Germany has been renewed for season 2 with Barbie as the host. I'm excited to see her evolution as a host, and I hope it's something similar to what we've seen from a couple of the other hosts like Brooklyn and like Nikki Doll.
Yeah, I agree. Even watching the finale when they did their chats with her, I just felt like this safe, like warm presence from her. And that would just be so comforting to be in this cast and just know like you see me as a person. You don't just see me as a piece in your game that you're playing here. So I really respect that from Miss Barbie. Yeah. While I've always said I feel like Kelly would be an amazing host for Drag Race Germany, I'm happy with Barbie as well. Maybe Kelly can be co-host with Barbie.
I forgot who it was. There was someone that was asked to host this season, and they turned it down, and they suggested Barbie, and I don't remember. Oh, fuck. It was like someone like super famous from Germany.
Hungary.
No, I don't think it was Hungary.
I wish Hungary was a guest at least.
I know. Well, maybe for season 2. I'm hopeful.
Hungary's been on one of these shows, right? Thailand?
No, Hungary was on Transformations with James St. James.
Oh,
I think that's the closest. That is the second time today on a podcast I've brought up Transformations with James St. James. Because I brought it up in Dragula when we were talking about the boulets out of drag, because I was thirsting over the boulets again, as I do tend to do from time to time. But yes, all of that. I love that there was an entire segment about Tessa's elimination. Just talking about what was it deserved.
Yep, and the vandalism that went on in the
and the leggings.
The mirror.
Oh, and the vandalism.
Yes.
I like we said earlier, she's a global star all the time.
The only other two things that I can think of that like really stood out to me, I'm glad that they brought up the moment with the Only Naomy talking about her passion for the HIV crisis. I thought that was a beautiful story to bring up again.
As if I need to say it again, I love the Only Naomy.
And Logan is single, so Naomi,
I'm very single.
If you're watching, please hit them up in your DMs.
I'm also poly. We've spoken.
And we'll keep doing it.
I actually meant to send her a message because of her finale stuff, and we'll talk about it. Because I love her finale look. Spoiler. But yes, I am single. Hopelessly single. So
yes, same. And my last thought was about Lele. I was glad that we got to hear her feelings about being eliminated so early, because honestly, I was crushed too. Honestly, before the season started, I was like, okay, I see 3 potential winners. Meta, Pandora, and Lele. They were my top 3 that I wanted to draft.
I remember you saying that in our cast assessment too.
Yeah. So Lele, you, if you're watching, I know you had so much to offer, and I would have loved to see you this whole time. And I really hope we can see you again on a different season, because I know you will bring it, and you are absolutely my drag aesthetic that I love. So keep it up.
Not that we need more franchises of Drag Race, but now that we have so many European franchises, I would love to see a European All-Stars.
That'd be fun.
I think that is kind of, because I would love to see, like, and it would obviously be very contingent on people that can speak English, unfortunately. Or I think there could be a version where maybe they do French. I think French is maybe the other potential option. But I would love to see, like, UK, France, Holland, Germany, Sverige, Belgique. Like, I would love to see an all-stars of just European queens, because I'd be so interested to see what would come of that. And I think that would be a really fun dynamic as well. And if we add more European franchises, I think the need for that might grow. But we do also have UK versus the world. And I hope that both UK and Canada versus the world, and Global All-Stars for that matter, continue. So we do get to see a lot of these artists highlighted in such a way.
I completely agree.
Because I think, honest to God, I think anybody from this cast could come back. And it's not very often that I can say that I think every single person could come back to an all-star season and do very, very well. I said almost for a reason.
I would love to see 10 of these people back.
Yes, we know. You hate Nikita. Let's move on.
It's just a shtick at this point. She's
I
fine.
know.
She's fine.
And it's a shtick of me complaining about Nikita. But like, I would love to see Tessa back. I think the other one specifically for me, obviously, is Kelly.
Yeah.
But I think someone like Lele could come back and do really well. I think Naomi with more money and maybe a bit more elevated concept of what they want to do with their drag could come back and do something. Maybe take an acting lesson or something.
Barbie Q.
I think Barbie would be great. If they do like Brazil versus the world, I think Barbie would be a great choice. I don't know if she speaks Portuguese, but
I think she speaks Spanish.
I think España versus the world, then. That's where I found it. Yeah, well, they also decide to do, we saw this with what, at Drag Race España?
Yes.
But it wasn't the first time we saw that there.
Didn't they do this for Soiree?
I believe so.
Okay. I could be misremembering. But...
I don't remember. España wasn't the first time they did it, but I don't remember the first time they did it. But they let all of the eliminated queens show off a look from their package that we didn't get to see. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to briefly talk about those because most of them were actually pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So, first up, Barbie Q doing what several people did and showing off her opera queen's look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love this. I love me some Barbie Q. Is that a moon on her head?
It is a moon, yeah.
Okay. And you know what? I said Barbie Q is my moon of this season.
Fucking did.
I've got a little moon here still in honor of Moon from
She's here.
Drag Race France. So it's all come full circle. I do love this. I love her face. I still get Madonna every time. In the best way.
Should I upset you even further?
Sure.
Both Barbie and Moon are going to DragCon UK.
Oh, my loves.
I'm sorry, David.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gorge. I think the gown is gorgeous. I love the hair with the moon headpiece as well. The makeup here is fantastic. The makeup was always pretty good from Barbie in the 2 episodes we saw. But yeah, I think the garment is lovely. Do we want to score these?
Might as well. 85.
Yeah. I'll match that. Yeah, 85. Next is the Only Naomi doing her My Future Self runway.
Mm-hmm. I was hard on Naomi for her episodes she was around, but I really like this. I think this is such a unique shape and silhouette on her. And man, does she look so skinny in this. And I love that wig. Like, it's just a whole vibe. This feels like a futuristic drag. I don't think everybody matched the point of the challenge for here, but I do think she really nailed this. This is great.
I love whatever is happening with the puffer coat vest top part of the garment. I really like that. The proportions are exaggerated, and I think that's what she was going for with it as well. So I really enjoy it. I think the wig is lovely. When she comes out with the face covering, I'm like, oh, it's like Mad Max almost, and I love that. So big fan.
Me too. I'm also going to give her an 85.
I'll give this an 87. Lele Cocoon and her dinner is served look.
I still am not sure what food this is.
I am not sure either, so I'm very glad that I'm not the only one.
I was hoping you could inform me, but either way, she looks scrumptious.
Keep talking about how scrumptious she
I
looks
will.
while I pull up the episode. Full transparency, y'all. I'm going to pull up the episode.
Yeah, I really like this. I don't like, this is not a look I would have expected her to do. Because it's more like, it's more like glamorous than what I think of when I think of Lele. But I really like it. I think I love this kind of hat. And then the layers of like rolls on the dress, I really like that texture element. So I thought she looked great. Man, none of them are missing on this. I think this is one of the better like lost looks segments we've seen. Plus she gave a really good performance as she delivered this too. She definitely served. But yeah, I don't have any other thoughts. And I'm not as good at stalling as Logan is.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the
What could it
garment.
be? It kind of
Is
reminds
it-
me of pizza or cookies.
I'm getting pizza.
Or everything bagel.
It could be everything bagel. I'm not sure. I think it's pizza. She's not saying it directly. It could be cheese. She
Well,
has
I
a
love cheese.
clothespin on her nose.
Oh, it's something smelly. So
I think it's supposed to
it
be.
is cheese,
Yeah, it
isn't
is
it?
cheese. I think
Yes.
it's cheese.
I love cheese.
I'm gonna land on that, even though it does look like she has onions and an onion necklace.
I mean, they put stuff in cheese sometimes, so.
Well, okay. I still like it. I'm gonna give it an 87.
I'm going to give it an 85.
Again.
Yep, my birth year.
Well, I know you're not giving this next one an 85 because if you give it anything lower, I'm going to be very upset with you. Because next up is our darling diva angel of life, Tessa Testicle, doing her 3-in-1 look. And all I have to say is Jessica Wilde could never.
Okay, there was a character. I think it was it Garfield or Heathcliff? There was some cartoon when I was young, and none of you are going to know what I'm talking about. But there was
I'm
this
so
egg.
useful.
There was this egg character. He just never hatched. He just always walked around with his legs sticking out of the bottom, but he never actually hatched. And he would
Okay.
just interact with everybody, and that was
Okay.
just his thing. Like he
Oh,
was
okay.
a half-hatched egg.
Okay.
But that's what.
Okay. No, I see it. I see the vision. I don't know the character, but I see the vision.
Oh, I gotta look this up. But that's what I got from the first look. And then she transforms into this chicken, and I'm like, this is so good. And then we get the feathery one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this.
The gown is so good. Like the gown is so good, and I'm mad we did it. Did they do the 3-in-1 the week after she got eliminated?
It must have been.
I think it might have been, and if so, I'm gonna be. Or it was Future
It
Self.
is
I
from
don't remember.
Garfield.
Oh,
Okay, everybody, do yourself a favor and Google Sheldon from Garfield.
okay.
I'll just show you all. That's Sheldon.
Oh, I'm familiar. I think
That's Sheldon Testicle.
Sheldon Testicle. God help us all. But no, I actually really like the reveal to the gown, and then the reveal to the chicken suit, just the bodysuit. I thought it was really great. You know, I would say I'm mad that we didn't get to see all that Tessa got to bring, but I don't think it's gonna be the last time we see it.
Yeah, it should be on season 2 of Germany.
Yeah, she's the lip sync assassin of the season, so they only put one girl in the bottom every week, and they have to lip sync against Tessa.
Sounds accurate. Except 1 week, they will be lip syncing against Victoria, but she's going to be lip syncing from the stage the whole time. Oh, and then Pandora is lip syncing from the floor, but she's upside down with her legs on the stage. Oh, the chaos.
Oh God!
I'm gonna score this. Tessa, you get a 95 from me.
Yay! Oh,
Yay.
good. This egg is overflowing, baby.
Overflowing with yolk.
Oh,
Yolk.
I hated the way you said that. Please never say that again.
Overflowing with yolk.
No. Next up is Nikita Vegaz and her opera queens.
This looks exactly how I think of an opera queen to look. But it looks good. It looks good. I can't be mad at it. Sure, she didn't go outside of the box, but sometimes you don't need to. You ain't got to reinvent the wheel. No. Yes,
The wheel's perfectly fine.
exactly. And this looks perfectly fine to me as well. I have no complaints here, Nikita, which is rare because I complain about you a
What?
lot.
David, who are you? What have you done with David?
Mm.
I think this is gorgeous. I think this is the best thing she wore on the season. God damn. Yeah, I really enjoy this. I love this color on her. This gold looks just absolutely gorgeous on her. I love the updo. The updo. I really enjoy it. The detailing is gorge. She looks gorge.
Mm-hmm.
Score.
It's going to be an 84.
Is that the highest thing by a country mile that you've given
Probably.
Nikita this season? I'm proud of you, David. This is what we call growth. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. This is growth. I'm gonna give her an 87. Victoria doing the hairy runway.
The doors Pandora has opened.
I know.
I love this. I think this is adorable.
She looks great.
I love the wig. I love the long beard. Like, I don't know how you describe what is that kind of beard called. I don't know, but I like it a lot. The outfit is pretty good. It's pretty good, but it's all about the transformation of the face for me. Yeah, I think this is probably one of my favorite things from Victoria.
I mean, it took her getting eliminated to wear the most clothes she wore on the season. So, I'll take it. This is even more than she wore in the finale. Am I mad at it? No. Yeah, I think this is lovely. I love the puff sleeve. I think that's actually my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
This like cream color against the black as well. Then with the white hair, I think is lovely. The makeup transformation is very, very well done. I think it could be a little bit more exaggerated as far as like traditional king makeup is concerned, but I think for someone that doesn't do drag king looks very often, presumably, I think this is a pretty damn good job at it. I'm not mad.
I agree. I'm gonna give this an 85.
I'm gonna give this an 88.
Ooh.
And our last up is Loreley doing shocker. Her opera queen's look, because it's the only one
right
she didn't show.
Yeah, and this looks really good as well. I love the patchwork. It kind of reminds me of a look I've seen before, but
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. But a very good version of it. So yeah, I really like this. I like the wig. I like her expression here. I like does she have one blue eye and one pink eye?
Yeah. There's one. I think it's the shadow is blue on one side, pink on the other. I don't know what the opera reference is, unfortunately.
Me neither. But I like it.
I'll go ahead and say it. It's giving a little bit of Vivienne Westwood. No, I mean it kind of is, unfortunately. But I do really enjoy this. I have really enjoyed Loreley's fashions kind of all season. She very rarely missed on the runway. She did miss. She did miss, but I would say probably 85% of the package we saw of hers was stellar. And I think when we look back at the end of this year and do our top runways of the year, which is going to be a daunting task to do if you ask me, but I do think we are going to do it. I think it's going to be frustrating. Yeah. I think it's going to be hard to not have Loreley on my list at least once or twice, honestly, because I think she's given us some fantastic fashion.
Agreed.
So, I'm full, honestly.
I will give her an 85.
Great.
That's everybody except for 2.
How original of you. How original. I do want to jump back here because I do want to talk about the reading challenge that they did. And by reading challenge, I mean literally only 2 people read, because I think everybody else literally had the opportunity to, which is fine. But it provided some of the best laughs I've had in a reunion episode in a long time. Because Naomi goes and she does all these kinds of reads. And I'm going to be honest, it wasn't all that great, Naomi. I love you dearly. But your big moment came when you decided to read Victoria. And you're like, Brazilian butt lift as your face sags. And Victoria, without missing a beat, goes, I think you need a BBL. Big brain lift.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Vagabunda Pop Star.
Come on, Vagabunda Pop Star. Stream Vagabunda Pop Star everywhere.
I literally did as soon as the
It's so good.
It's catchy.
Oh my God, her music is so good. I'm so excited for her in this music journey. She's on a music journey right now. Fontana is on a music journey right now from Svadier. Her music is great. Ow. And they are pretty much the same person. So I'm obsessed. I need a Victoria Shakespears, Fontana, and Derek Barry tour.
Okay.
It's just all Britney all the time.
Britney's bitch.
It's Britney's bitches.
There we go.
If y'all want that, you're welcome. Just give me 5%. Thank you. And then Barbie. Barbie going to Gianni. So I heard that you're a fan of the way I look out of drag. Hey. Oh, wait, you're a bottom. What's up? Died.
I love her. Protect Barbie at all costs.
I know. And then she goes, Pandora's dick also does drag. Hi, Meta.
That was so cool. And what was
speaking of the dicks of Meta. Oh, I'm sorry, in Meta. Hey, Yvonne. So good.
The best part was when she talked about like how big Pandora's dick was. Yes. You could tell Pandora was not amused, but she didn't realize that wasn't the punchline yet.
Yeah. She was just like,
it was worth it, Pandora, to get.
It was worth it.
And I'm like, how do you know about this? I guess they were all gossiping about everything going on.
Well, obviously. It seems like production was a little less strict on Germany than anywhere else. Because it seems like everybody was doing everything. Because there was actually a blossoming romance between Yvonne and Meta. And honestly, I'm happy for them.
Yeah, me too.
If it worked out, I don't know. But good for you if it did.
Let us know in the comments if you have tea.
Sure, I guess. But, all right. Well, I think that is the most we've spent talking about a reunion this year.
Did we talk about who won Miss Congeniality?
No, we didn't. So I am actually going to just go right back to where we were and bring up our beautiful, lovely slide, because I also literally made banners for them and then forgot to talk about them because I'm still recovering from being sick, everyone. So forgive me for not remembering things. But it's not, well, we don't have to talk about Miss Congeniality, David. We do get to talk about Miss Darling.
Oh yes, Miss Darling.
Which I think is a lovely spin on it. I think that's lovely. And it's not even close. No. Whereas other franchises have been close this year, this one, not even close.
They sure misled us in the preview for this episode because they showed us 3 votes, and none of them were Victoria.
They showed us Naomi. They showed us Tessa. They showed us Barbie.
Yep.
Presumably Tessa voted for herself.
I could almost guarantee you that Victoria voted for Tessa.
I can almost guarantee that they voted for each other.
Yes. Yeah.
But by a landslide, our Miss Darling, the first ever crowned Miss Darling, is Victoria Shakespears.
Yay.
I couldn't think of anyone better.
No,
honestly.
It feels so correct.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes, I absolutely love that for her. Congratulations, Victoria. We adore you here.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very excited for you. And stream Vagabunda Pop Star.
Yes, and that's when I was like, oh, that's why she keeps saying Vagabunda Pop Star all episode long.
Yes, because her single, which I don't think had been written yet, is Vagabunda Pop Star. And then she produced it, and now she has it out. I do also want to touch on fan favorite because that was announced today at the time we are recording our episode, But the fans got to weigh in on who they wanted as their fan favorite. I voted. David didn't know it was happening until about an hour ago when I told him. So I did not vote for the person that won fan favorite. For me and for Lana, because we did vote for the same person, because I also told her about it and then she voted. We both voted for Kelly Heelton, obviously, because that is my favorite from this cast. Her and Tessa are my standouts, point blank in the period. But I'm very, very pleasantly surprised and very happy to say that our fan favorite is Lele Cocoon.
Yay! I love me some Lele Cocoon.
I do too, and I think it's such a it's deserved.
Mm-hmm. That's a big deal. Like for you
Yeah.
to be the favorite and be the third one out, because we've only seen this type of thing done once, and that was with Mexico, and it was the runner-up. I mean, at least
Valentina.
in this, I mean, well, it was
I
still
know
technically Miss Congeniality, but for the official fan favorite vote,
Yeah.
like
Brazil didn't do it, did they?
no, which is kind of
I
weird.
thought they did. I thought they would have.
I mean, we know who would have got it. I think
Not
Helena.
Organza.
It would have been Helena.
It would have been Diva Moore.
Actually, it could have been Bettina because she was leading on the likes and retweets that I saw.
I think it could have been Bettina. I honestly think there is a universe where it could have been Naza as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
people,
I'm so
the
excited
Germany
for you, Lele.
people don't care.
No, the Germany people don't care. Congrats, Lele.
Yay.
Yes, Lele. Okay, now we can talk about the finale. Not much happens, so that we're not going to talk all that much about it. But they come back into the workroom, and Kelly's gone.
Mm.
And I had to be reminded that Kelly was eliminated, and I'm sad about it.
Yes. It doesn't sit right with me. It does not sit right
No,
with me.
it's like, especially when, and I hate to compare these franchises again, but especially when both Mexico and Brazil had a top 4, it feels weird for Germany to have a top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, it just does. When I think Kelly so rightfully deserved a spot in the finale.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she really showed a lot of growth throughout the season too.
Yeah.
Like, and if we had to keep it a top 3, there's easily somebody they could have swapped out.
Yvonne. We could have swapped out Yvonne Nightstand. And I love her. She's on my team. She has been holding it down for me most of the season. But I would have rather seen Kelly in the top 4.
Right.
For sure.
And
but
I think this episode really solidified that fact for me.
Oh, I'm mad, David.
Because if it wasn't a 2-horse race, it definitely became one in this episode. Whew.
It became a 1-horse race at some point.
True.
It's not who you think. But yeah, everybody's sad, but we do come in the next day in the workroom. This finale for me, I don't know how you feel about it overall. It felt slow.
Yeah.
In a very strange way. It's like they're all walking in very slowly into the workroom. The conversations with Barbie felt a little slow. I'm not sure whether it's just because there's 3 people and I'm so accustomed to a finale with 4 anymore that it's like they were able to spend more time per person. I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. I can't really verbalize it, but the entire process of this finale just felt a little slow.
I think for me, slow wouldn't necessarily be the word for me. When you watch as much Drag Race as both of us do, it just felt extremely formulaic. Like,
okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
It was so paint by numbers finale, and it's like when we do get something a little different, it's so refreshing. Like, I was obsessed with the Drag Race Philippines finale this year.
Oh yeah.
Even though like there were outcomes that were disappointing in that finale, it just
we
was
were
like,
disappointed.
Yeah, it was just so different from what we're getting from every other franchise.
Yeah.
So it just like, it just spoke to my soul. I love that. And then we've just gone back to like standard, very, very standard, formulaic.
But I think I do agree with you on that. And I think I would say formulaic as well, to amend my previous statement. I think the thing is, we also have to remember a lot of these are season ones.
True.
And we've had a record number of season ones this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it comes down to for me. Because Mexico felt very formulaic. Brazil felt formulaic. Germany felt formulaic. Svadia even felt formulaic. Belgique felt formulaic. I think that
France didn't. Philippines didn't.
And they're all on season 2s.
Mm-hmm.
France certainly fucking didn't. So I have to keep that in mind as well, because yes, we have consumed a record number of Drag Race seasons this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only going to get bigger. God help us all. If you want to be a part of the Cup team to cover Drag Race, hit us up on Instagram. We are actually actively looking for more people. So if you're interested, let us know. We'd be happy to have you, potentially, if you're a good person.
Yes, we'll do interviews.
And all of our listeners are good people.
Of course,
maybe bombastic side eye. Anyway, Barbie and Gianni come in. We find out that the final challenge is for the top 3 to choreograph their own routine to Call Me Mother.
What?
Oh, God.
I was like shocked when they said that, because this is an extremely difficult song for people to do when English is their first language.
Uh-huh.
Some of these people, English probably isn't even their second
their
language.
Third or fourth language, probably. Because for the Austrians, they probably know Austrian German and German, and then maybe English, potentially another language, probably French as well. Like, oh my God. And the fact that they have to choreograph it themselves.
Right.
The whole thing, they were doomed from the start, and it showed, because quite honestly, I think this is the worst finale performance of the year by far. And it's really it's I would say second worst, actually. I'm going to amend that statement. Belgique exists.
Yeah.
But
I'll just say I was pleasantly surprised with how it turned out, but that's because I expected a complete disaster. And I think a couple of them did well. Especially one.
Do we want to skip right there? Do we want to talk about the Barbie lunches were fine?
Yeah. I don't have a lot to talk about with the Barbie lunches. I will say the one thing while watching was like Pandora, everything that we're getting from Pandora and her interactions, it felt like they were setting her up to make it sound like, oh, I've had no struggles. I've had support. And it almost felt like they were kind of setting her up to, oh, you've had it too easy. We want to see people who've had struggles in life. And I honestly was starting to think, I don't know if she's going to win, because they aren't giving her any angle for us to root for her. Yeah. And we did get that specifically from Meta for me, especially hearing we'd heard it before, but she brought up
hearing it again,
to Barbie about being raped. And then the most heartbreaking part was when she talked about how she carved in her arm the word monster. And like, I can't imagine a child doing that, like feeling they have to do that. But she talked about reclaiming it, and then she called herself drag monster.
Fashion monster. This just
was that it? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, this still is really it felt like they were really setting Meta up for the win for me.
It really did. Honestly, it did. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, overall, I thought Meta won the finale. And it's kind of that theme this year where someone wins the finale, but the person with the best track record wins the season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I could have seen it going either way, and I think I would have been fine with it personally. Right. But yeah, that was Barbie's reaction, because I don't think Barbie really knew anything about it. And to see Barbie's reaction was just like, oh, wow, okay, we're having that conversation now. Got it. But again, Barbie's a fucking professional.
Yeah, she did not flinch.
I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, this was a moment that, like, that's that conversation specifically, what I was talking about earlier in the episode, that's what I was talking about. That's when I really just felt she was there. She didn't become overly emotional. She didn't feel disconnected. She was a solid, firm support.
If anything, I felt like she got more connected.
Mm-hmm,
and she was more in tune. It was less host contestant, and it was more person to person.
Exactly.
I really felt that, and I love when we can see that from our hosts, and we see that with a lot of hosts, not all, but a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really appreciate when we see that. So I'm again thrilled to see Barbie return for another season. Yes. Thrilled for season 2 of Germany. I'm gonna be honest, Germany, one of my favorite season 1s.
Yeah, I really like
it. Honest, I really enjoyed this.
Such a good cast.
Kind of stupid how good this cast is. But I mean, I think we're there, David.
Yep.
I think we're there.
We are.
Back to our beautiful 2-person layout to talk about this. So this is a real life photo from the Germany Instagram. It is cropped in this exact way.
Oh. Shady.
Pulled this, but it's very shady, and that's why I pulled it, because I was like, this is shady boots. But here is our top 3. And I'm gonna be honest, I did not really enjoy this finale performance. And it really has nothing to do with the queens and what they did. It's just, why give them this difficult of a task? Because you could tell the babies didn't know all the words. And they weren't able to learn all the words prior to, because the entire first verse is done behind a screen.
Yes, it is. But they were angled in such a way that you could still very clearly see them mouthing the words. And you could see who could do it and who was committed and who...
And it minimized the mistakes that you saw in person.
True.
I think it's a clever way to resolve that issue. Mm-hmm. I will say, I think it was really clever. Not seeing anyone lip sync the entire first part of the song, though, was kind of upsetting.
Oh.
And again, it doesn't come down to the queens themselves. It comes down to production making them do this by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't mind, to be honest. And I actually wondered if it was a plan all along. I could see it going either way, but it did not feel to me watching it like, oh, this was the solution to a problem.
Okay.
I actually appreciate it because you got to really focus in on their silhouettes and on their mouths without being distracted by anything with their looks or anything like that. And it was a clear order of progressively getting better, because it started with Yvonne, who was really not great. And that was when I was like, oh, okay, I'm very nervous for how this was going to go. And then it went to Pandora. And she actually did really well, I thought. Like, I was watching and I'm like, okay, those mouth movements are matching exactly with the words. And then it went to Meta. Spot on. I was so impressed with Meta in this moment. Like, she was completely delivering it, and she was giving me like the perfect lip sync behind the screen. I was so impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. It wasn't bad by any means of imagination. I liked it better, obviously, when they broke through the paper screen. Yep. And it was, we get to see them. I definitely see what you're saying about it not being a solution to a problem. I saw it as a solution to a problem, unfortunately, but... And then I did love when everybody else came out.
Mm-hmm. That was nice.
The star of that little moment, I'm going to be honest, Tessa Testicle.
Yeah. Oh, for me, it was Kelly.
And Kelly Heelton.
I was looking for Tessa, and I couldn't spot
Tessa was in the hat.
Okay. I'd have to go rewatch
I was like, is that Tessa in the cunty hat? She was wearing a very cunty hat. But yeah, no, Kelly looked like Victoria with the microphone. I was like, oh, okay. Cool. I mean, I support it, but
But yeah,
Yeah.
I would say consistently Meta was the person who kept drawing my attention
I agree
during
with
this performance. But Pandora was doing really well too. And
Yeah.
she had that amazing end where she like lifted her legs up above her, and I was like, okay, come on, Pandora.
Where she
Yvonne,
did the splits. She did the
right,
splits upside
in the air,
down.
upside down. Yvonne, I
Was
didn't like her
there.
look. I didn't really like anything from Yvonne, and I was sad about it because I was really hoping that she would have a lot of fight in her, and she probably did, but I think she just reached a ceiling as far as her capabilities with doing the lip sync and the choreography, which was a lot to ask for. The others lived up to it more, but she tried.
Yeah, there was definitely, an attempt was made, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But category is best drag. Ooh, best drag, best drag. We gotta talk about our judging panel first and foremost.
Yeah, they look great. I really, this is probably one of my favorite looks from Barbie. I would say, hands down.
Oh yeah, Barbie looks great.
It's the most polished she's looked, I think, this season.
For sure. I this color on her also is Gorgina. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I thought she looked great. I love Gianni's look also.
Yeah.
I think
I
Gianni
like the
looks really
extension.
nice. Yeah, I was like, Gianni got in drag for this episode. Good. I like it. I like the pants. I want those pants.
Mm-hmm.
I want those pants.
I think Diane looks great too. Honestly, she kind of reminds me of like, what if Marilyn Monroe got to live a bit longer? Like, what would she have looked like? And I kind of get that from her, like, or an older version of Christina Aguilera, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
She looks lovely.
Definitely. Agreed. We're going to talk about all of our queens going in order of elimination, which means we are going to start with Barbie Q.
Yeah, I thought Barbie looked really good as always. This is just a very strong finale look, and I really like this wig on her. It has a regal vibe to it. Her face looked great. I love those long nails. She just has such a fierce to me. Like her persona in and out of drag are so different to me, but I just love them both so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely adore this. She looks incredible. The color is so good on her. I love that it's monochromatic, but in a way where everything is a little bit different. The wig is gorge. Yeah, it's a great finale garment.
I'll give it an 83.
I'll go 85. The Only Naomy.
This is my favorite wig she's worn throughout the season. I love how full it is, how draggy it is. It's a perfect color for her. And I thought the look itself was really good too. And I love the headpiece. She nailed it. Another really solid finale look. Nothing to complain about here.
It is so simple, and yet that's kind of what I love the most about it, is that it is so simple. Because we learned Naomi's drag isn't the most elaborate, the most extravagant, the biggest, the boldest, but what it is very classic drag and very well done drag. And that's what I absolutely love here. The headpiece is gorge. This wig is absolutely perfect on her. Her makeup is incredible. I love the gown, the way it hits the floor, the way it hits all of the marks so perfectly. And of course, having the AIDS ribbon as well. Of course, love, period. And I love that that's been consistent throughout her entire journey on the show. So I am a big fan.
Same. I'll give this an 84.
Honestly, I'm going to give her a full.
Nice. 69.
69. Not a 69.
Inside joke.
It's a fall. Lele
Ooh,
Cocoon.
ooh, 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 ooh. I love this. I love this. I love this. This is how you do a finale look. This was absolutely one of my favorite looks of the eliminated queens. You still got her style, but it was elevated. It was a bit more polished. I really like her makeup. You got to see kind of the animated um, drawing under her eyes that I appreciate. And these were great colors for her. You can't really go wrong with this color of red with gold. She nailed it.
Oh yeah, this is spectacular. The gown was slipping a little bit on her when she was walking. That's like the only thing that I noticed. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I did notice it. But the headpiece is incredible. The wig is great. The stole is lovely. The colors are beautiful. I love Lele. I do wish we would have seen more of Lele, but
Mhm. This is going to be an 89 for me.
this is also full. Bitch, Tessa, Miss Testicle, Miss Testicle, Miss or Mr. Testicle. It doesn't matter to me which one replies to this. You stupid bitch. I messaged her as soon as I watched the episode. I was like, you stupid bitch. You are stupid for this.
I thought about messaging her, but I was like, it's late.
She was up. I can tell you
Oh.
that much. She was up.
Yeah, I love this. I'll just go ahead and say there are two looks I really love. This was my favorite, though. This was my favorite. I know. Yeah. So the wings are so good. Like we've seen wing looks throughout the various franchises.
Mhm.
They're rarely done this well. It looks
Yeah.
so good. And I like that she didn't feel the need to like start with them closed and then expand them. That's overdone. I just want to see them fully erect. I want to see you fully erect, Tessa Testicle. And I got it. I got it. Um, and I think her makeup looks great. I really like the front of this bodysuit. The only nitpick I have is when she turns around, you see the black panties, but I didn't care that much. I would have liked to see no panties.
So you want her erect with no panties?
I said what I said.
I mean, to be fair, I do too. Girl, this stupid fucking slut. I love you, Tessa. This is, you know what? I didn't get to do this on the season for Tessa, and I am proud to be pulling this out right now. But before I do, I'm gonna let David give his score because it's just gonna be disappointing if I give mine and then you give yours.
True. It's a 96.
Oh, good! Yay! Well, this is truly my mother. I think this is my mother. I love you, Tessa, you stupid slut. Nikita Vegaz.
Nikita. I hate this. I hate this because I don't hate this at all.
I know.
This is by far my favorite thing I've seen from Nikita.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is gorgeous. This feels like something I would see like Alexis Michelle wearing in this past All Stars. And I loved me a lot of Alexis's gowns. And I'm not a gown gal. Like those are not necessarily my favorite type of drag, but I think this is gorgeous. And I love the texture, like the see-through element in the top part. That wig is so good. This is sickening. Come on. This is so good. Oh my gosh.
It's really good. The only issue I had with the garment, honestly, was not even with the garment. I just wanted the hair to be bigger.
I love this wig.
I do too. I want it. It's laying a little flat on the top of the head specifically. And I just want a little bump in there just to give it just the slightest bit of
But-
volume. I don't need that much. I just need a little bit.
It kind of curls up and over on the top, though. Like the wig line starts a little bit lower.
I don't
than
want the bump in the front. I want the bump in the back.
Okay.
To give it that sort of
You
like
just want a bump of
cascading
love.
illusion. Yes, I absolutely do. And I want to bump a wig. But otherwise, she looks incredible.
90.
This is a 95. Oh, Miss Darling, Victoria Shakespears.
Oh, Victoria, I love you. I love you. This is a good look. I don't know if I got finale from it, though. I do think, unfortunately, this was my least favorite of the eliminated girls. But she still looks good, and I do like that wig. It just left me wanting a bit more. But yeah, her face looks great as always, and her body looks great. So
She's giving Vagabunda pop star. So, I mean, whatever. It's not bad. It's just all of these things that we've seen a lot of. The jeweled corset, the stole is gorgeous, and it looks so good on her body. This sculpted jeweled wig, which is not my favorite piece, but on her it looks good. I can't say anything inherently negative about it, but I do agree with you. This wasn't my least favorite per se, because I think everyone looked good. This was my most underwhelming.
yeah, that's fair.
Not that I expected her to come out in a ball gown. I didn't, but like, I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna give this a 78.
I'm gonna give it an 80. Loreley Rivers.
Yeah, this is good. This I don't know what when I see it, maybe it's Amanda Seyfried, but I'm getting like Mamma Mia. Like I could see somebody wearing this in Mamma Mia. I really like this wig on her. It feels like she's got signature shape to her hair, which I appreciate. But I love the blue streaks in it. The actual dress itself, it's not super extravagant, but it looks really nice on her. I'm just not the hugest like fan of tulle as a dress. So, but I do think it's a good color on her. So yeah, overall I like it.
This might be mildly controversial, but this was my favorite iteration of tulle gown in this finale. We'll talk about it. I really like this. I think head to toe the detailing is there, and we know Loreley to do that. Again, I'll say for the most part on this season, I would say 85 to 90% of her package hit the mark 100%, and I really enjoy that. I like the way the tulle is cascading on this dress, and that's why I like it. I like that it's kind of that high-low, but done in this like tiered tulle situation.
Mm-hmm.
I like the jewel on the arm with the asymmetrical top. The blue streaks going all throughout the wig is a really nice detail. Her signature makeup, but done so flawlessly and perfectly. I think she looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be an 82 for me.
I'm going to give her a 97. Miss Kelly, baby. Bitch, Kelly.
Yeah, so I alluded to it earlier.
Gay shock.
I alluded to it earlier, but I said I had two main favorites, and that was Tessa, and then the other one was Kelly. Like this was honestly my favorite thing I've seen Kelly wear this whole season. I really this is how you do a finale look. Like it has such a big shape to it. It gives me drag, regal, and I get culture from it too. I just thought she hit every mark that she should for a finale look. This was so good. So good.
This is my favorite finale look, point blank. Like the culture here is incredible. she has just done so much for this season. And again, another reason why I'm just fundamentally pissed that she was not a finalist, because she is probably the most deserving of anyone really in a very long time on Drag Race for me, that it's like, you didn't make the finale, you should have.
Yeah.
And she really should have. And I'm frustrated about it. So, yeah, this is incredible.
It is. I'm going to give this a 95.
Mugther. That's all I need to say. Now, next up is Metamorkid, who is doing a reference that we may or may not have seen recently.
Mm-hmm.
And she had arms this time, and I was happy to see it.
Right. Yeah. Immediately when she came out, I'm like, oh, are her arms not going to come out? So I immediately got like, oh, that's very similar to what Ginger Johnson wore a few weeks ago on Drag Race UK.
Two references from Drag Race UK to other drag programs in the last like month and a half. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Because we got this here, and then we got the simultaneous Bowie references on Dragula and from Banksy and Drag Race UK. So.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Yeah, I do like this a lot. I actually like this better than Ginger's. I think it's probably because black and gold just you can't go wrong with that combination here. And I do like that her arms were out. She kept them hidden, which I thought was lovely, and then she brought them out when they needed to come out. And I love the necklace, her hair, her makeup. And you got the German colors and her earrings. I thought she looked really, really good. I do think all the finalists were outshone by a couple of the
couple
didn't. Yeah, at least two or three.
Did you not realize that her earrings are literally her badges?
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're her badges.
I did not. Oh, that's so
There's
smart.
a couple people that have done that over the years, and I think the first was Lawrence Chaney.
Okay.
And I really love when they do it, especially when someone has 2 wins.
Right.
And then they go with 2. But yeah, I was like, oh, I love it. And it goes with the whole thing. This was lovely. I actually preferred this iteration to the one we saw from Ginger Johnson on UK. I'm going to be honest. It looks gorgeous. It's incredibly flattering. I don't like the wig.
Oh.
I find the wig small for how grandiose the garment is, unfortunately. I don't know what I would have done differently, but I'm not the biggest fan of the wig, unfortunately. So.
Well, I'm going to give this an 87.
I'm going to give this a 92. Next up is Pandora.
There are definite things that I like about this. I really like the whole kind of warrior aspect to it with the neck piece and the I don't even know what to call it, the thing on top of her head, and her signature makeup is back. It came and went throughout the season, but I love that she brought that back for the finale. I really like her shape of the actual bodice that she has on. Really, the thing that I did not love about this is how swamped she became in that tulle. It just kind of made her lose a lot of the shape, and it made me want to see what was going on underneath it. I don't know if it had come off sooner, because it does come off eventually. But I just wanted it off sooner so I could really take in the look as a whole. But overall, she still looks really good. I mean, there's not a lot to complain about. I think, honestly, she's consistently probably averaged my highest scores as far as looks go throughout the season. She really knows how to bring some looks. So I think I was just really, really expecting a lot from her final look, and it left me a little disappointed, but it's still good.
I don't love this. and I'm really disappointed in the fact that I don't love this. I agree with you. There are aspects of this I do really enjoy. I love the chainmail happening all over the.
Where were you
head.
when I was looking for what that was called?
Well, I knew I was going to bring it up, so I wasn't going to correct you. But the chainmail, David, I love the chainmail detailing. All of the armor parts of the garment, I really enjoy. And I understand the story of the look. I got it immediately. And I think the story of it is lovely. I think the difficulty that I have is she gets absolutely swallowed in pink tulle. And it's not flattering, honestly. It hides most of the garment. And it's just not flattering on her, unfortunately. And I know that this is what she wanted to do, and I respect her artistic vision. But I'm going to keep it real here, because that's what we do here. This is not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So.
I'm still going to give it an 83.
I'm still going to give it an 82, because there are a lot of elements of this I enjoy. But the overall execution it wasn't up there for me. And last up, Yvonne Nightstand.
This was another disappointment for me.
Oh.
And I think it comes down to one thing mainly.
Wait, hold on. Let me guess. Is it because OMG it's pants?
No, it's actually not that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I really like the silhouette she's got going on. I like everything as far as the shape. There's a lot going on with the patterns though. And for the most part, it doesn't bother me as far as the corset, the pants, the gloves. It feels cohesive. It's really the bow in the back that kind of was off-putting for me, because it just doesn't go with the black and white that we're getting from everything else. I honestly wish it had just been a black bow. Instead, it's grandma's couch fabric, and I didn't love that. So it was one of my least favorite things from the finale. Also, I think a better wig color could have helped too. Even her makeup kind of mutes her face a little bit. I don't know. It was disappointing.
And I think this is the first time this episode where we're going to disagree, because I absolutely love this finale look. There's something so eclectic about it in a way that all works so perfectly for me. And I'm like, oh, I think I finally just got Yvonne's drag aesthetic. Like, I watched this runway and I was like, oh, I think I get it now. In like the weirdest way. I love this combination of all of these prints and all of these different fabrics, because this is something I would do. I love like putting clashing patterns together in a way that makes them all stand out and all look very cohesive. And I love the vertical stripe in the bodysuit itself, matched then with the polka dot and the chevron happening on the band of the glove. I really enjoyed that. I love the fabric on the bow. I understand why you think it's
Grandma's couch.
I do, honestly. I do love Grandma's couch fabrics. I do. I don't know. I actually really like the wig as well. I love the color. The makeup, she looked very different from anything we've seen from her. And I was like, oh, this is unique and different. But that's just what I've learned to get from Yvonne Nightstand. And I'm not mad at it, honestly. This isn't my favorite, overall look. But I do still think it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, one might say it's nice. I'm going to give it a 69.
How dare you? That's not nice. That's mean. I am going to give Yvonne an 85.
Okay.
So that is that. We get our final critiques from the judges. We get the younger self conversation. And I say it every time we talk about a finale on this channel. I fast forwarded through it.
Well, then you missed the fact that Barbie didn't use any of their names.
I did know that. I
Okay.
saw a tweet about that.
Yeah. She was like, what do you have to say to little Pandora? And I'm like, okay, I love this. Why can't we just do this always?
Yeah.
I thought that was refreshing. But as far as what they said, it was all lovely, I'm sure. It felt like I've seen it a lot this year, so nothing really stood out there. But I appreciate that they give them their moment to have this because it probably is special for them. It's not special for me anymore.
No. Yeah, it's whatever. I'm just like, it's whatever at this point. I don't really, I don't care. I don't care about the young self moments. But we then get nobody cut before the final lip sync. And oh boy, is it a final lip sync.
They could have cut somebody. They could have cut somebody.
They could have cut somebody and it would have made for a better lip sync overall, but it's okay. It's whatever. But our final three lip syncing to a song that I was hoping and praying we would see on this first season of Drag Race Germany. And I'm so happy they saved it for the final lip sync. And it's Rise Like a Phoenix by Conchita, formerly Conchita Versed, now just Conchita.
Oh.
Recent change. I think.
Okay, I was about to say they did not.
I think it was recent change from the filming of this season. Actually, it's very, very recent change. I think from Eurovision this year, actually. But the song is still listed, I believe, under Conchita Versed because that is, the name she won Eurovision under. But regardless, I have been hoping for a very, very long time for this song as a lip sync because this is one of my favorite Eurovision winning songs. This is one of the first songs that really got me into Eurovision. And obviously she is the first and still only drag queen to win Eurovision. And I thought this was lovely. There were a lot of choices made by people that I didn't particularly get. But I do still think the overall presentation from all three of them was so gorgeous. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a stellar final lip sync.
Yes, I thought it was a very, very solid, very good lip sync. I did have a clear ranking.
But of course, I think
them.
we can agree on that.
Yeah. So for me, I'll start with my third place. And it wasn't anything she did that was wrong, but I do felt like Yvonne kind of faded. Really, the only thing that left a lasting impression. Can you guess what it is? The one thing that she did in the lip sync that stood out to me?
Was it when she got on the floor?
Oh no! It was when Pandora took off her tool and she
threw
my God!
And then she threw it. Yvonne caught it,
snatched it, and then tossed it towards the judges.
Oh, I loved it! I loved it. Oh, I was like, that's cunty.
I'm gonna take your moment and make it my moment.
I was like, oh, that's cunty. Okay, Yvonne. She still had some fight in her, David.
She did. But I don't think she came planning any tricks, which is great. You don't always need tricks, but when other people are doing things that stand out, it draws my focus towards them. And she was just lip syncing. It was solid though. I'm not saying she was bad by any means.
Very solid.
Yeah. And then my second favorite was Miss Pandora Nox.
I agree with you.
I thought she delivered a lot of energy. There were some choices I was confused. her doing the like walking on glass thing, it was not supposed to be comical, but it kind of looked a little comical in the moment.
I think it was meant to be comical.
Oh, you think so?
I do, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's what kind of threw me off on
Yeah.
her specific lip sync performance. Because I was just like, I don't need comically, because she did it, there was another line later where she kind of does it like in a like questioning way, like it felt intentionally supposed to be funny, and I didn't like that personally. I think it's also just because I have so much reference for the song. I'm gonna be honest.
Fair. Yep. But I like most of what she did, even with like the ink or whatever coming out of her mouth. It was a lot of ink or whatever liquid, and it just kind of got everywhere. And I was like, they're not going to crown her looking like this.
Well, Julie,
I honestly was like, yeah, there's no way they're going to crown her looking like this, because she became a mess. Like, I appreciated
Julie,
it in the moment, but the after effects just, it was a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think what she did was fine. I think the difficulty is, and we've kind of seen this in all of Pandora's lip syncs, is she kind of goes for her stunts whether it fits the song or not.
True.
And I think in most of the occasions we've seen it on this season, it's worked. And I think in this one instance, I don't think it worked nearly as well. Once she explained what she was doing with the ink, I'm just going to say it's ink. Once she explained what she was doing with the ink, I got it, but I had no clue what she was doing. I was very confused. I was like, why is she bleeding black? Like, I don't get it. I honestly don't get what this is supposed to be, but like, whatever. But sure, I guess. Like, okay. But by far the standout is Meta. By far. Like, Meta gave the performance of this song that I would give. I would give very serious, emotional, raw emotion. Having monster written on her arm and then her rubbing it off, I teared up a bit.
Yeah. I got very emotional when that happened. It was a good payoff for that conversation we had earlier. Because I honestly, like, when she pulled out monster, I thought the other arm was going to say fashion. Yeah, to kind of go back to that. But she took it a step further and removed she removed that word, which I really appreciated. And I just felt like sincere emotion from her. She just connected. She didn't do the most extravagant tricks or anything. She just really, other than having that one thing, it was just a very solid lip sync from her, and I could appreciate that. Like, you don't have to show throw everything at the window to win this lip sync, and she won it just based on simple emotion.
Yeah,
I'm saying she won it because she won it for us.
Yeah, I would agree, by far, no question, that I think she won the lip sync for me. But the winner of the season is not ultimately 100% decided on by the winner of the lip sync or the final performance or the final runway.
Nope.
It's judged on the whole season. And the producers' preconceived notions that they wanted Pandora to win since episode 1 of the show, because she's had such a strong, powerful edit with a lot of ups and downs and downs and ups. And guess what? Pandora won. And I sound very pessimistic, but I am so beyond excited for Pandora winning this season. The first cis woman to win Drag Race, that's an achievement. And whether it was scripted from the beginning of the season by the producers or not, I am still very excited because she is more than a deserving winner.
Yeah, even if she didn't win the final episode, it was still
deserved.
Deserved. I agree with you completely.
Yep.
But she wasn't wearing a Reagan jacket, so I don't know if she could be David's winner.
Reagan No,
Reagan.
but honestly, when I felt like she might not have even thought she won because her acceptance speech was, once again, I'm speechless. And Barbie's like, that's it? She's like, yes, thank you.
That's it.
Like,
Because we did also see today at the time that we are watching, not only was the fan favorite award announced, but we did get to see the live reaction to the crowning. And oh boy, go watch it. It's on the Paramount Plus Deutschland YouTube channel. And I think it's linked as well on the Drag Race Germany Instagram, or at least the link for it is. You see 3 very different reactions when the winner is crowned to be Pandora. You see Pandora just sitting and just going, oh my God, I won Drag Race.
she tries to stand up, but then sits
She
right
tries to stand up and then physically cannot stand up. Mind you, this whole thing is happening with all of the other queens surrounding them, standing behind them, over them. So it's just like, oh my God. So Pandora's like, oh my God, I just won Drag Race. And then poor Meta is sitting there. This is the realest reaction to not winning that I can remember since like Alaska. Because you've seen that clip of Jinx's reaction to winning, and Alaska literally has like a hissy fit.
I haven't, but I've heard her talk about it on her podcast.
Oh my God, you have to, David. Someone's a full compilation of all of the reactions of all of the winners winning internationally. And it's a great video. If you need to cry, go watch that. Honestly. But Pandora's like, oh my God, I just didn't win. Or I just won. Meta was very sitting alone in the VIP is kind of what it felt. But like, oh, I didn't win. You could tell Meta was expecting to win.
Yeah.
You could tell Meta was expecting to win.
Probably, especially after watching this episode.
Especially after knowing what happens in this episode, knowing what happens all season, having one of the better track records, seeing fan perception and seeing that it's a lot closer between her and Pandora. And then you have Yvonne, who in the moment looks at Pandora, is so thrilled, and then immediately looks at Meta to check Meta's reaction. And I'm like, oh. Well, at least if they are still together, at least they lost together.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, good storyline for Germany All-Stars.
More likely versus the world at this point, honestly.
Probably.
If they haven't cast Canada versus the world fully yet, and they cast Meta, I would not be surprised.
True.
I would like to see it. I think that'd be fun.
I think Meta would be surprised based on the fact that she seemed to win or be winning in her mind. Yeah. So she probably was like, I'm not getting any other calls.
Right. Oh, I didn't need the Global All-Stars call. It's fine. Now she knows. Now she's since tweeted about it. She's made her own meme about it, and I appreciate the humor now. But in the moment, that moment of watching Meta watching herself not win Drag Race is going to be something I remember for a long time. Yeah. But
honestly, I would say for a first season, this is the closest I could see it being worthy of a double win based on overall season.
As much as I would like to agree with you on that, I do think despite landing in the bottom many times, I do think Pandora is ultimately the right winner because of everything she's presented. She's had a lot more diverse skill set that we've seen, and I think what she's shown overall has been the strongest of anybody on the season.
That's fair. And
hey, I do think we're going to get a double win. another double win at some point in the near future. It's going to be the last thing we expect. Because the first one was the last thing we expected until the day of when it leaked and everybody knew about it except for the top two before they went to go film.
Yeah, I am happy that we finally got a cis woman that has won. Yes. Finally, we're catching up to what Lamas did 4 years ago for Lamas.
That part, honestly, that part. I'm sad this season is over because honestly, I have really enjoyed this season. Mm-hmm. For a season 10 years in the making, shit, I enjoyed it.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this, and hopefully nobody's watching that is more connected to the other two franchises, but this, I think, is my favorite of the 3 Colombian filmed franchises as a whole.
I think I agree. Yeah. It's definitely Germany, Brazil up there for me.
I mean, Mexico is not far behind.
Mexico is not far behind.
The judging was the most questionable in Mexico.
You think?
I know.
Hopefully they are fixing that issue for season 2. And allegedly they are. And I, for one, am thrilled about it.
I didn't think I'd be rooting for a specific person to be out. But I am.
I did. I'm going to be honest. I did. If you know, you know. And I want to talk about our draft for one last time because it's kind of stupid. David, it's kind of stupid what happened with our draft. Our draft has fallen into a not a unique situation whatsoever. And you'll see why here in a second. But, David, we do get to talk about you again.
Oh, finally.
Because you did earn points from the reunion and finale.
Ooh.
So we awarded 5 points to both Fan Favorite and Miss Darling. We awarded 5 points each to both of our runner-ups. And the winner of the season received 10 points. Unfortunately, it does not change your placement at all because you still have less points than Loreley by herself.
Oh no.
So sorry.
You mean me with the first and third out? I didn't somehow win this draft?
No. What? At least you're not Kev in our UK draft where he has Alexis and Naomi.
Ooh. About that.
Anyway, of the people left in the draft, which were Esme, Lana, and myself, Lana did still come in third place with 52 points, despite having the winner of the season. And I originally thought that the win for the draft was going to be a tie between both myself and Esme, but I forgot to factor in that Esme drafted both Metamorkid and Victoria Shakespears, who is our Miss Darling, which means Esme, despite not showing up for a single episode of this season's coverage, won our draft. But of the active panelists, I won. And that's what I'm going to take with me. So, oh, well, that was a much longer recording than I think either of us anticipated.
Yep.
But thank you so much for joining us for all of our coverage this season of Drag Race Germany. We're so excited for Drag Race Germany Season 2. In a very long time, please. Lots of time in between them, please. Thank you very much. But we are excited nonetheless. So make sure to subscribe if you have not already. If you've made it through an hour and 45 minutes of this video and you haven't subscribed, I'm not sure what the issue is, but you should do it. We are here almost every day of the week covering almost everything drag related in the world. So we do really appreciate your support. Make sure to follow us on our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. In the description, you can find all of our links for that, as well as following both David and myself. And you can go get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug, available down there as well. So once again, thank you all so much for joining us for this fantastic season. And with that being said, David, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Okay, play the Reagan Jacket.
Reagan Jacket.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Reagan
Reagan Jacket.
How did you know?